listeners know, I have a little hot dog stand that I've had for many years, and I think I make the best hot dog out there. And how does it make? Why is it the best? Because I use Vienna beef products. That's why it's the best. And I could tell whenever there's not. I just can. Okay, and I'm sure almost everybody out there can. When you go someplace, that just missing something.
Right.
You can put all the other stuff on it, but if you don't have a Vienna beef hot dog, it's just missing something. So I was talking with Tom about this because I use 10-to-1s. So tell people what that is and the different different products. That
so when Steve refers to a 10-to-1, that means 10 hot dogs per pound.
Okay.
4 hot dogs per pound would be a quarter-pound hot dog, just to give you a reference point. It's a gigantic hot
Hold
dog.
on. The math adds up.
That's a sausage. That's more.
But probably the typical hot dog stand for what I call a regular hot dog would be somewhere between an 8-to-1 and a 12-to-1. So 8 to a pound would be probably on the larger scale of a regular hot dog, where a 12 would be on the smallest scale.
I did not even know there was a 12.
Yeah.
I did not.
And then if you want to move down the scale and say what's a jumbo hot dog, typically somewhere between a 3-to-1
Whoa.
and a 5-to-1.
Wow.
6-to-1. 7-to-1.
Whoa.
Yeah.
No, let's talk because you were telling me about the 9-to-1s. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so a 9, if you bought a pound of hot dogs, you'd have 9 hot dogs in that pound. But it's a little bit larger than a 10-to-1 like Steve likes.
But it's not larger, it's longer.
That's not a 9. A 9 is just one smaller.
Okay.
Larger, but you can do a 7-inch. You can do a 6-inch.
Okay.
We even have a 5.25-inch. We have a 22-inch long 2-to-1.
Wait, whoa.
Yeah,
Hold
so
up.
it's super long, but it's a half-pound hot dog.
Wow.
Wait, that would be an awesome chili dog.
It would be an awesome chili, but I'm thinking about the longer. You said 7-inch dog.
Yeah. So 7-inch 9 is a really nice size that would be comparable in diameter to your 10-to-1.
Okay.
As an example.
Because as we talk, it's all about proportion, right? So when you take that bite, for me, a quarter pound, even they're too much hot dog. Especially if you put everything on it, like I always do.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't fit in the bun.
Exactly. But a bun, that's a good point though. A bun is 6 inches long. So if you have a 5.25-inch hot dog, it's going to be smaller than the bun. If you have a 7-inch hot dog, it's going to stick out half of an inch on each side, right?
A little bit.
So it is proportion. Everybody has their own feel for what's the right meat to bun ratio or meat to bun to condiment ratio. Some people might not be putting all the ingredients of a Chicago-style hot dog on a hot dog. They might just do it what we call depression style, which doesn't have all those ingredients, but it still has a lot of them.
The mustard, the onions.
Yep,
right?
Mustard, onions, usually a pickle.
Okay.
Isn't that the South Side way?
Mustard and onions is good.
Like, because, again, going to the White Sox game, they do that where it's like, because I've talked to guys like, give me a Chicago style game. I was like, what is that? He goes, no, this is the South Side way. It's like, what?
You're missing a few.
Yeah, like, dog, what you doing?
See what
I did there?
But now, since we're talking about sausages in general, a next stage you'd move to is a Polish sausage.
Ooh.
And we are very much embraced in Old Maxwell Street, where kind of our company credits all the ingredients that go on a Chicago-style hot dog to be the genesis in that Maxwell Street neighborhood during the 1930s. So the Maxwell Street Polish is kind of its partner, if you will, alternate to a hot dog. But a Maxwell Street Polish used to be always a foot-long Polish cut in half. So that's why one side of that Polish is always flat because it's cut in half, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
I never knew that growing up.
I had Polish on my stand, but I bought the whole
The regular size. Yeah. So you'd buy a 2.5 to 1, 2.5 to 1 foot long. When cut in half is a 5 to 1. Think about it.
Yeah.
So a Polish is always bigger than a hot dog, and typically grilled, not boiled or steamed.
I don't even know if I would ever have
So
ever had a
that's-
boiled Polish.
Yeah,
I have because I've had them.
They have them.
I had them.
I'm
on my
sure they
stand.
have them.
Yeah.
I had it on my stand.
If you
'cause I
only
didn't
have,
a
if you
grill.
don't have a flat grill, you pretty much have to
Just-
do it
yeah,
as
just
a
boil
boiled
them.
or
But they
steamed.
got to take forever to boil, though.
They're pre-cooked.
They're pre-cooked.
I know they're pre-cooked, but okay, all right.
No, all you have to do is get them hot, which only takes about 8 minutes. No
Really?
different than if you had it on a grill. All you're doing is heating a hot dog, heating a Polish. You're not cooking it. All right, so a Maxwell Street Polish, I started telling you, was a grilled Polish sausage. And our Polish sausage is all beef. It's got a wonderful amount of smoke, a wonderful amount of garlic, a wonderful amount of pepper, and it's more coarsely ground than a hot dog. So it's got a little bit firmer, different flavor profile when you take a bite. But more importantly, once that Polish sausage is on a bun, now that could be a French roll or a hot dog bun. You put grilled onions on that.
Whoa.
And the grilled onions, the secret
Whoa.
is to put some sugar in the grilled onions, which gives it sweetness.
Oh,
and it
that's
also caramelizes that onion.
That's that brown. Yes.
What kind of sugar?
Any kind, white sugar.
Did not know that.
Yeah. There's even some people, if you ran a hot dog stand that doesn't have access to all these ingredients, but you're selling Coke on the side, Coca-Cola, put a little Coca-Cola in the onion.
Thanks for clarifying that.
It's the same
Yeah,
thing.
seriously. Well, that's why he's operating a small bit.
So then,
front.
a sport pepper on that on that Polish and a little yellow mustard. That's it. Not a lot of ingredients. So grilled onions, sport pepper, yellow mustard,
Now, just the
Polish
way
sausage.
I just
Now imagine taking a bite into that. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness! Now
just
listen,
the way I remember it.
Wow.
Just the way, but I didn't know about the sugar, so when I made it, but I'll tell you what, next summer at my home,
Yeah.
We're
Well, it's a
doing
great
sugar.
trick if you're doing grilled onions for your steak
let's
or
try
anything.
Let's try the Coca-Cola.
that's
I want
tough.
to try that too.
Yeah.
We'll just mix it all. Oh.
Yeah.
Tom, thank you for opening our eyes. Now, listen, we just had St. Patrick's Day, so you guys
Oh,
have your
corned
corned
beef.
beef.
We do.
Which is,
Oh, love
we
the
get the
corned-
corned
yes.
beef. It's anytime I go to a deli, I'm always like, give me the Vienna beef corned beef, or
Right.
the Vienna beef,
Yep.
Italian beef.
Right. So we have a whole deli meat lineup. We have corned beef. We have pastrami. We have roast beef. And then some of what I call sandwich sausages like salami.
Wow.
But corned beef, yeah, everybody's Irish on St. Patrick's Day, that's for sure. We do a tremendous amount of business in the Chicago market at all the retailers with our uncooked, we call it pickled corned beef, where you buy the whole corned beef and then you put it in a pot of boiling water with your cabbage and your potatoes, and it's a wonderful meal. But the rest of the year, that isn't as popular as what you were describing, Jim, which is the corned beef sandwich, either a regular hot corned beef sandwich or a Reuben.
Here's why I like what you guys have with your corned beef is because your meat to fat ratio is a lot better than
let's
other
talk about
products.
both on corned beef and on hot
Yes.
dogs.
Let me talk about the unsung hero, the pickles that Vienna has.
Yeah, people don't know that, but Vienna Beef owns a pickle company called Chipico, and you guys are going to love this. You know what Chipico stands for?
No.
No, wow.
Chicago Pickle Company. Chipico.
Oh,
And-
that makes
Love
sense.
that,
Yeah, Chipico's been around since I think 1925.
It's like
Wow.
it's like Geico.
Yeah, and we purchased that company in the mid '80s, and believe it or not, revenues on our pickle business are as large as the revenues on our meat business.
That's crazy.
So
The best pickles ever.
yeah.
I love and again, to me, to have the right hot dog, you got to have the pickle. You
Yeah.
got to have the pickle from.
And the peppers and the relish and everything
I
are
agree
all
with
under that Chipico label. So, you know, kind of all the condiments that belong on a Chicago-style hot dog or Polish, you can get from us too. And that's if you were a restaurant or if you were going to the grocery store. You can buy all those condiments that I mentioned at, you know, all the retailers in the Chicago market or Arizona. One thing I should say, for those of you who would like to give as a gift or send to yourself any of the products that we make, we've got a wonderful online business that you can.
I look forward to talking.
We're going to talk about that
we're
in
gonna
the
talk
next
about
segment.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
great.
We're going to talk about the next segment, but I got to tell you about this company called Opem Tax Advocates because there's a sponsor of this show. 312-664-6649. I know that the founder and principal attorney and I, our mouths are watering like crazy. 'Cause I didn't eat before this show. So if you're listening to this show and you're hungry, go stop by your local stand and go grab a dog because that's going to be go support local businesses.
Absolutely.
And Vienna beef too. So when we get back, we'll talk about distribution, all that good stuff here on AM 560.
The answer.